Have you ever really stopped and thought about who actually owns your digital life? Your photos, your private chats, your connections, all of it? Today, we're diving deep into Linkspreed, a company that's trying to build an entirely new kind of internet, what they call the sovereign web. Let's see what this is all about. It all kicks off with this one really fundamental question. On the internet we use every day, if you aren't paying for the service, you're not the customer. You're the product that's being sold. Your data, your attention, your digital self, that's the real currency. But what if we could just flip that entire model on its head? In this slide right here, this nails the core shift Linkspreed is gunning for. Over on the left, you've got Web 2, that's today's internet, where we are the product. But on the right is their vision for something they call Web 4, a world where we, the users, become the owners. We control our data, our platforms, and, the actual value we create. Okay, so let's get into the specifics of the problems Linkspreed is actually trying to solve. It pretty much boils down to these two big ideas: getting away from data silos and something they call the success tax. Just think about your own digital life for a second. Your work stuff is on one platform, your social life is on another, and your creative projects are probably on a third, right? Each one of those is a data silo, basically a walled garden that one company completely controls. And this separation doesn't just limit what you can do, it creates the perfect environment for your every click to be tracked and analyzed. So how in the world do you break down these massive silos? Well, Linkspreed's answer is to build a completely new foundation from the ground up, one where the hardware and the software are totally integrated. We're not just talking about another app here, this is about redesigning the whole digital experience. And this is where the physical stuff comes in. Meet WYNIX. This is the hardware, the actual entry points into this new ecosystem. It's a whole suite of devices designed to work together perfectly. Phones, smart glasses, notebooks, even a smart ring. The idea is to make this new, decentralized web accessible, everywhere. Now, the W4 phone. This thing introduces a truly game-changing idea. It's not just a device for getting on the internet, it's a personal server for hosting your own little piece of it. That means you could literally run a private social network for your friends or store all your family's data right there on your device, completely under your control, no third-party service needed. So how does this all come together for you, the user? This slide lays it out perfectly. It all starts with the WYNIX hardware. Running on top of that are the Trive software tools, and those tools connect you to the Web 4 network. And the final result? A single, unified super app that's meant to be the operating system for your entire digital life. Okay, beyond all the cool tech, Linkspreed is proposing a radically different economic model. It's one that's designed for creators and entrepreneurs to get back 100% of the value they create. And this is the number that makes it all possible: 0%. That means no commissions, no platform fees, no hidden cuts. If you earn $1 inside the Linkspreed ecosystem, you get to keep the whole dollar. Simple as that. This chart really puts that 0% into perspective. Most platforms out there today charge what Linkspreed calls a success tax. They take anywhere from 3% to over 7.5% of your revenue just for the privilege of using their tools. Linkspreed's model just gets rid of that completely, which you can imagine could be a huge disruption for the whole creator economy. Powering this whole economy is the Trive software suite. And here's the real kicker. They see it as a fundamental right, so it's all completely free and unlimited. We're talking essential tools, a full B2B suite with CRM and project management, and a whole bunch of creative apps for regular people. We've covered the hardware and the economy, but the real soul of this project is about a new kind of social internet. It's all built on what they call a many-to-many philosophy, trying to replace the old top-down broadcast model we have now. So, what on earth is Web 4? Well, at its core, it's an internet where your social graph, your list of friends and connections, is portable. Imagine being able to take all your followers and friends from one social app and just move them to a new one instantly. That list of connections is owned by you and your community, not locked inside some company's platform. That's how you finally break down those data silos. And the engine that drives all this is SNAS, which stands for Social Networks as a Service. It's basically a tool designed to give any person or any group the power to launch their own full-featured social network in just a few minutes. The whole goal is to create countless little micro-communities instead of just a few giant monolithic platforms. And it's supported by a whole toolbox of other things. There's Web4 AI, which provides decentralized moderation so that communities can actually set their own rules. There's Web4 Delta, an innovation lab for trying out new social features. And it all contributes to the big picture, the Web4 system, this vision of a truly free and independent internet.
All right, now we're getting to the deepest layer of it all, the absolute bedrock of the entire system. How does Linkspreed actually guarantee that this network stays independent, secure, and resistant to censorship?
Well, the answer comes down to two main components. First, there's Arctic hardware. These are basically tiny little microservers that let you host parts of the network right from your own home. And second, there are the WYNIX protocols, which lay out the fundamental rules for real digital independence. Let's look at two of those key protocols because they're really important. UID, the Universal Independent ID, is your decentralized identity. Think of it like a permanent digital passport that you own, which gets rid of the need for logging with Google or Facebook forever. And then there's Project IPX, which is a huge effort to build a more secure and efficient alternative to the basic internet protocol that pretty much runs the whole web today. This table right here does a great job of showing how all these pieces connect. Up top, at the strategic level, you have the Web4 vision. The economy is powered by Thrive and its 0% take rate. The physical layer is all the WYNIX hardware, and it's all built on that foundational layer of WYNIX protocols. Linkspreed sees its role as the architect, building all these pieces into one cohesive whole.
It really does all come back to this one incredibly powerful idea, a fundamental rewrite of our relationship with technology, moving us away from being the resource that gets mined and towards being the sovereign owners of our own digital worlds.
It is a bold, unbelievably ambitious vision, literally rebuilding the internet from the silicon all the way up. It raises a ton of huge questions, but the most important one might just be this. Is this the direction we need to be heading? Is this actually the dawn of true digital sovereignty?